Hi, I'm Victoria, a licensed esthetician. This is Chris, my business partner and husband. Welcome to your Besthetician podcast. Today, we are going to talk about my favorite line to treat acne, why, the pros and cons, all the things. And quickly, before we jump into that, I just want to say that this is a baby monitor. We are watching the baby. She's 8 months old, so just want to make sure she's okay.
And then these are drinks, if you weren't wondering as well.
And we live in Arizona, so definitely have to have a cactus cup.
Themed.
Yep, cactus themed. So I'm so excited about this topic because I feel acne is one of the most common things I treat nowadays, and it's just more and more and clients that I've been seeing. So I want to talk about my favorite line and just things that I've seen work and things that don't in my practice and just why I love what I do.
So let's just, break the ice. Let's stop the teasing. What's the line?
Just kidding. Okay, so Face Reality, hands down. So if you haven't taken their course, I would highly recommend it. Number one, it has completely transformed my business. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just had to say that. I'm genuinely just speaking. They honestly have never even acknowledged that I exist on Instagram. So this is from the heart.
Taking shots.
No, it's not shots. It's just, I feel like a lot of people say that. So they need to step up their social media.
They do need to work on the socials a little bit.
Whoever they hired. But anyways, no shade. Anyways, I love Face Reality. I've tried so many different lines and I know Face Reality is the most consistent, and especially when you're pairing it with peels and treatments and all the things, it has been the most consistent. So I want to talk about that and why I enjoy it so much. And then
so I want you to kind of start off, I don't do, I'm the husband and videographer and the co-host. So I want you to talk about what made you start with Face Reality. So why you chose them, and, specifically why you, dedicated the time and effort to learn them as an acne treatment instead of, say, using Skin Better. There's other peels, DMK, there's all these other things that can treat acne.
Yeah.
So what made you dive in with them to even give them a chance to know that they're the best?
Yeah. So I feel like in school, we don't really learn truly about how to treat acne. I mean, when I went to school 7 years ago, it was just all about drying it out, or it just really didn't go into depth about how to treat acne. So when I graduated and I worked at a few med spas, I just never felt the confidence in treating acne. I never felt like even any of my mentors at the time knew how to treat it because it's such a complex thing. It's not just you throw in these products, and it's kind of luck in my opinion. Not luck, but the inconsistency of trying to treat it without knowing all these factors, which is huge, pore clogging ingredients.
Oh, so you're saying before Face Reality, people who did treat acne, it was more of luck because they didn't know all the ins and outs of it.
Well, not luck because we are, some estheticians do have success with, treating, and, if a line works great for you, that's great. Yeah. But anyways, I saw so much inconsistency with just treating acne. So for me, I worked at a few med spas and I just felt like it was all about anti-aging. And I was like, I want to know more. I want to know how to treat acne. And so taking the Face Reality course had been on my bucket list for a long time. And I didn't make that move until I was a business owner. So I would say within these past 2 years, I have really taken acne on a whole new level of education, and I've just been able to help so many people. So when it comes to Face Reality, I have tried other lines, and not that it never worked with any other lines, but the most consistent and the easiest to pair home care with your treatments is hands down Face Reality. And why change things if it works, to be honest. And I don't know, me personally, I could make way more money with Skin Better products, but I want to help people at the end of the day, and Face Reality is so consistent, and I've learned in my clinic, in my practice, that Face Reality is the way to go to treat acne clients, because I would try Skin Better, and to be honest, I know that if you've worked with Skin Better and cleared someone's acne, I have before, and that's great, but the consistency of that has been more inconsistent than consistent. So, for instance, clearing serum with Skin Better, not everybody's skin does well with that product. And people talk about purging, and I completely agree. Purging is necessary in a lot of cases, but the amount of purging that I experienced, and honestly, if it was closed comedones, it would go from closed comedones to now we're dealing with cystic inflamed acne. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like way further than where this client even started. And like I said, purging is necessary, but the amount of time it took, I'm like, this is not right. I feel as a licensed esthetician, you should see improvement within 4 to 8 weeks. And that just wasn't the case. It would get worse and worse, and it just lost trust at the end of the day. And I always made it right. I always make it right with my clients, but I just saw more inconsistency than consistency.
So it felt better to be safe with the Face Reality compared to something that you have more of that volatile. With Face Reality, you didn't have those same reactions. So it's easy to look at both and go, here's two clients who had very similar, problems with acne. I gave them one really wanted Skin Better. That's what they were all for. One was more open to the Face Reality, and you watched both their skin go in complete, one's did better and one was really volatile.
Definitely.
So it made it easier for you to go, let's just go to the one that every single time I can almost guarantee what the purging process is like and what this client's going to go through, so you can kind of give them that heads up.
I mean, right? Like I said, I've had clients that do well with it, but when it comes down to it, I'm like, I don't want to go through that. I mean, if you're not seeing progress, I've seen faster progress with Face Reality than I have with Skin Better. So that's huge for me. I don't want to put my clients through any more discomfort or self-consciousness than I have to. Like, I'm like, why do that to somebody when I've seen it work faster and better with Face Reality? And I love Skin Better. Like, Skin Better is my ride or die. It's just one of those, I mean, it's one of those things that you have to know someone's skin, and Skin Better, I can really definitely now pinpoint when I know it's going to be good for somebody versus when I'm like, this is going to be great for them, or it's going to be, maybe Face Reality is a better option for them. So I'm a ride or die Skin Better girly. I am obsessed with their products. I mean, some of my favorite products are Trio. I incorporate that with my acne clients too, because a lot of clients get super dry with the benzoyl peroxide. So that has been just a rebalancing. I mean, it's called rebalancing moisture treatment. So that's what it has done for my clients. Just rebalance the skin, regulate oil production. That, and then their Alpha technology is uncomparable. I do prefer that over Face Reality's vitamin A. So there are certain products that I definitely, over time you get to know and you get to have preference over things. And that's where the power of customization comes in. It's really cool to be able to do that for clients. But back to how I treat acne, I would 100% recommend their course and just learning the back end of acne. And I think that's something that makes it so unique, is that not a lot of lines, and maybe more so now, but Face Reality just set the tone. They changed the game when it comes to acne and treating it, and just knowing all the back end of acne, because it's not just, and I think that's what I've, over the years, I realized that acne is not a one size fits all, number one. And number two is that there's so many factors that I didn't even know about before that now I can properly treat and just pinpoint, this client's doing this and it's, making their acne worse. As we all know, like hair, skin, and nail gummies are our worst enemy. And a lot of people don't know that if you're acne prone, it's going to most likely break you out. So it's just being able to guide somebody in that way, just knowing the ins and outs of it. And when you take their course, it's definitely a learning curve. When I first started, I did not know what to start with my first order. And now that I've worked with so many clients, I know better. And I genuinely feel confident that I could guide somebody and help other estheticians as well. And with that being said, if you are a licensed esthetician and you need help with Face Reality, I was there. I was so confused. So if you need help, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help. So that's kind of my little rant about Face Reality.
Really good information. One thing that I was curious about too is, so you have all the information. That's how you got started. I didn't take the Face Reality course. I hear a lot from you, and I hear how you transform and what you do for people. So what exactly, can you explain what the peels are for, and then what the home treatment is for, and how those two come together to essentially defeat the acne. I don't know.
Yeah. So one thing I love about Face Reality is that you can get a peel and stay on your active. So, for instance, whether you're on Mandela, glycolic, whatever acid that you're on, the benzoyl peroxide. So basically your actives, you can go back to them the next day. So that's a game changer when it comes to treatments of clients not having to take a day off from their treatment plan, basically, and that's going to help them get to their goals faster. So, of course, if you have clients that occasionally, I'm not saying for everybody, some clients do have a little bit of flakiness if you do a little bit of stronger peel. That's rare. So if you do experience that, take a day from your actives. Don't keep drying out your skin. But it's game changing that you're able to do those things versus, okay, stay off your retinol for a few days before we do this peel. So that's what's really unique. That's what sets Face Reality apart is, you don't have to stop those things and it doesn't hinder anyone's progress. So you get to do a chemical peel and go on actives the next day. That's huge so that you don't miss a day of treating and curing and transforming your skin.
What are the peels?
So what do you mean?
Like why not just do home care? Why add the peels in with the home care?
So peels basically help speed up the process. Okay. So it kind of helps get everything up quicker. You can do manual extractions with them. So anything that's kind of like stubborn in the skin, or you just have the opportunity to do manual extractions to get that up sooner. Okay, gotcha. I really focus on just more of like the closed comedones, like more pebbly. Like I don't like to mess with inflamed. And I love to use my Preston extractor to get those breakouts out. If you guys are familiar or not familiar, the Preston extractor is a game-changing tool. If you're an acne expert, it helps to get those closed comedones out super easy, super quick. I do have a code for that too. It's VB10 if you wanted to check that out. I just thought a lot of people asked me about that tool, so I thought I'd mention it in this video. Basically speeds up your process quicker, gets you those results faster, and it is like a higher percentage. So you do get to get the experience. Like I just had a client come in, she's been seeing me for about 3 months now, and her results of just the overall pigmentation from her acne is significantly lighter. Like it gets you there quicker. If
so
that
that's
makes
what
sense.
the
And you
peels
get
are
to
doing.
do extractions in house. So
Gotcha.
an LED light therapy. So you get all the benefits, and it just basically boosts your results quicker.
Yeah, because I've seen people do straight, the virtual acne clients, and I've seen people get amazing results as well.
100%.
Yeah. So you're just saying that in person can speed up those where it normally might take 6 to 8 months, and you can push that down to the 3 to 6 instead of pushing that later into the year. Yeah, really cool to me knowing. And then I think also what I've heard before is being able to tweak people. Tweak their at-home regimen if needed. So in person just makes it way easier instead of them like texting you or going like, I don't know, something doesn't seem right. Like
it does it makes a huge difference because you can feel their skin, you can really see their skin. Pictures are great, but like it is hard sometimes to like pinpoint what exactly like your skin is going through, or sometimes people don't take the best pictures, and it's just a more personable experience in person, and being able to tweak someone's regimen based on feeling and seeing their skin does make a difference, but it's not impossible. Like virtual consultations are game changing too. So I think it is also really important for an esthetician that really cares about your skin and that will check up on you. I know some, people that have gone to me and they're like, oh, I did virtual consultations, but I didn't see that great of results. And that's because that customization and that dedication and somebody checking in on you makes all the difference.
I think about as well on top of that when it comes to coming in person is the accountability. It's kind of like going to the gym. Like, you can go into one time and get all the exercises and then go home and work on those. But knowing that every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3 or 4 if people don't have the finances to come every 2 weeks. But either way, going in and seeing somebody in person and them saying, hey, make sure you're not eating that shellfish that, that breaks you out. Make sure you're not doing the milk that, breaks you out, and having that accountability of someone who cares about you and is on your team and wants your skin to clear just as bad as you do.
I think it is important though that I've definitely had some clients that were not, I've definitely had some clients where like, no matter how many times that I've reached out to them, they we just weren't on the same page, and there's nothing that you can do in those situations. Is like you can check up on them, but if they're not willing to make adjustments, or they just kind of give up on their skin, don't feel bad about yourself. I mean, I've definitely struggled with that, of like being like, oh, this person doesn't, like I've tried everything and they just like stop seeing me, like, I don't know. It's just, it is an emotional thing for both, definitely for the client. So I think it's important to not bash yourself if somebody isn't willing. And I think that's something that I see constantly in groups, is like, I told them this and this and that, and they just don't listen. And that's okay too. Like, just do what you can, do the best that you can.
Yeah, not everybody is going to be the perfect candidate. Not everybody is ready. You guys are watching us, and then we're watching our little mini movie here. Oh, she's just rolling over a little bit. Okay. But yeah, I think, as far as that goes, I think that's all the questions that I kind of had for you. So I'm kind of, if you got everything off your chest that you did, I think that was very informational and super interesting information.
Yeah. I hope that this video was helpful. We just strive to inspire and help other estheticians grow. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe to this channel. We are so excited to just keep making videos, and thanks for tuning in.